All right, live on that with Mr. Be Great today, Lamar King Sr. Glad y'all tapped in with me. Got a wonderful guest on the show tonight, good friend of mine, former Seattle Seahawk, Clemson Tiger. Y'all help me welcome Leroy Hill to the show. So we're gonna jump right in, man. I give everybody a chance to introduce themselves. So introduce yourself, Leroy. Let everybody know where you're from, and all that good stuff.
Born and raised Milledgeville, Georgia. Like you said, I stood out down there in football, ended up going to Clemson, ended up pounding away, making it to the league. Still doing good for myself, man, and I'm happy to be on your show.
Glad to have you, man. Glad to have you. So we're gonna talk about your early years. You and I both are Baldwin Braves. I remember you coming in your freshman year in high school, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, throughout your high school career, did you guys even win a football game after your freshman year?
Yeah, we won a couple games. We won the best team in the state, though. We was far from the best team. My freshman and my sophomore year, we actually did around 500. But my junior and senior year, man, the bottom fell out. My junior and senior year, the bottom fell out. We just, couldn't put together any string of wins. So I think we won 2 games my junior year and 1 game my senior year.
Man, so your last 2 years of high school only winning 3 games. And one of the amazing stats I found out to be being on a one-win team your senior year, you still were able to win Mr. Georgia football and all that good stuff. How did you get that? What were your accolades, your last year to be able to be on a one-win team and still be the top, linebacker in the state?
Well, I was the top linebacker in the state. You know what I'm saying? I came out with a lot of good players. You're talking Odell Thurmans. You're talking a lot of good players in the state. But on that one-win team, man, it didn't matter. It didn't matter that we couldn't pull together wins. I was locked in out there. By the time my senior year hit, I was already getting heavily recruited from my junior year. You know what I'm saying? So I attacked every game. It don't matter who we was playing. Whether we were playing a 5-0, 6-0 Warner Robins Northside team, or a team that sort of had our similar record. I wanted to come out. I wanted to dominate every single play. I wanted to make every single tackle. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I approach the game. So you have to have that mindset. You have to have a grind like that coming from, a 1-9 team where you're not getting a lot of recruiters and stuff at practices.
Gotcha. And then, so, you had an outstanding, standout senior year. You move on to Clemson. What was, your first day on Clemson campus? Like when they rolled, I'm pretty sure they rolled out the red carpet and did the whole 9 for you. What was that whole Clemson experience, and how did it help you grow and prepare you to your NFL career?
When I got to Clemson, I was a little nervous, man. I always say, man, I'm naturally introverted. Mm-hmm. I'm naturally to myself, sort of a loner. You know what I'm saying? That's just sort of my natural personality. So, I was a little nervous to get up there, truthfully, man, and once you realize that you're hitting another level. So from high school to college, it's a big step up in football game, as in caliber of players. So when I stepped on campus, I left Baldwin High as sort of top player, top dog. Mm-hmm. But when you get on campus, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Now you back just as a normal freshman. You got to prove yourself all over again. I went into it knowing that, I had to prove myself again. These people don't know me. I was good enough to get here, but, I had to reestablish myself. So my freshman year came. I actually played a lot my freshman year as a true freshman. I was second team, but I rolled, a decent amount of defensive plays in. So I went into after my freshman year, I went into my sophomore year thinking, hey, I think, this is going to be my year. And my sophomore year, I actually played a lot less. I probably, out of my college career, my sophomore year was when I probably played the least amount. We came in, new D coordinator. I moved positions. I moved from linebacker to more of a rover whip, safety, you know what I'm saying, type player. Because, you know, my weight, I probably ain't weighed about 210, 215. So we had some bigger linebacker bodies in there. And so my sophomore year, I didn't play as much as I'd like to. So it was a disappointing year for me. So going into the spring of my sophomore year, you know, you start, you that season goes through, and you start in the spring, you start preparing for your junior year. You see what I'm saying? Spring football roll around. So I came into that with just a whole new mindset again. You know, I'm like, okay, you know, I'm 2 years in at Clemson. I played snaps, but I ain't had the career that I know I can have. So I just had to like refocus, recalibrate. They moved me back to middle backer. In the spring of my junior year. They said, hey, we're giving you first crack at it. You know, you're a junior, let's roll. So from my junior year or spring, you know, spring of my sophomore year, moving to my junior year, I really, truly just exploded. I exploded. Stats just went crazy. Plays went crazy. So my junior year, I made first team all ACC. You see what I'm saying? I got my name out there. Everybody sort of knew who I was. I showed that I could play linebacker at my size. I showed that I could cover the pass. I showed that I could be a leader. I could call the plays. I could get the signs from the sideline. Like, you know, again, my junior year, I just put it all together. So, you know, I was real proud of myself. And so it was really hard to follow up my junior year. But my senior year, I did it again. You know, I followed it up. I did it again, if not better. My confidence rose just tremendously, and man, it was on and popping from there.
Gotcha. So, and you talk about your confidence, and you're talking about, you know, transitioning from high school, and I can only imagine how vast the playbooks and the, you know, the schemes and how you have to, you know, so in a day in the life, like, you know, at Clemson, what was your preparation like? How did you get prepared to get yourself to be so successful, you know, your last 2 years in college? As
with anything in life, man, if you have, you're gonna get half results. Mm-hmm. You know, once you set your mind, you get confidence in what you can do. You attack it. You know, you every day you attack. You build on it. You build on getting better. And you know, eventually you'll become more complete in anything you do. And that's what I did. I feel my junior and senior year, I was just a lot more confident. I knew the playbook, and I was just ready to attack more, which it portrayed on the field.
Gotcha. And I know, especially the mindset, the mental aspect, and the mental toughness you have to overcome and endure. You know, even a spring workout, you know, a summer workout at D1 in a D1 school, man, I can only imagine you know what I mean, the conditioning and the weight training, and like I can the physical scrutiny you put your body in day in and day out to prepare for the next season. So, you know, you finish up, you wrap up your year, your senior year at Clemson, and you know, so was the NFL calling like day one your senior year? Did you have, or were you hearing rumors, or how did that play out?
I wrapped my senior, so my junior year, boom, first team all ACC. Mm-hmm. My senior year, first team all ACC again, but I win ACC Defensive Player of the Year. That's something that I was real proud of myself about. You know, my senior year being the very best defensive player in the ACC. You know, and you're talking a lot of guys. You're talking the players down there in Miami. You know, you got, who was it, man? Miami was loaded with players that year. You're talking Florida State. You're talking NC State. Yeah. There's just a lot of good players. You got Sean Merriman. You got, man, it's just, you know, there's just so many. It's been 20 years now, but it was just a lot of good players in the ACC. And so for me to pull out ACC Defensive Player of the Year, I was proud of that. My senior year, we didn't have a bowl game because that was the big Clemson South Carolina fight. So my season sort of got cut short because we didn't have a bowl game. But from my junior and my senior year, I knew I had tape. I knew I had a chance to play in the NFL. You know, being at a D1 school like Clemson, you always gonna have recruiters. You're gonna have scouts, I should say, scouts at practices. You know, representing all 32 teams. You know, it might be on a Wednesday, you might have 5 teams there. You know what I'm saying? On a Thursday, you might have 3 more teams there. On a Friday, you got 8 more teams. Yeah. You know, they'll come to practice with the logo. You know, the Falcons, the Seahawks, the Broncos, whatever. You know, they're gonna send their scouts around every school to sort of, you know, pick up tips and hints and come see players that they're interested in. So obviously, you know, from my 2 years I had, I showed that I could play football. So after my senior year, I accepted to play in the East-West All-Star Shrine Game and the Senior Bowl. Most people know the Senior Bowl down in Alabama. So I accepted a late invitation to play in the Senior Bowl, and the Senior Bowl, especially back then, I mean, it's talking head coaches, you talking just a whole NFL, damn near baby combine. You see what I'm saying? Gotcha. So you get to interview with teams. You get, they get to see you firsthand. Each team. So there's a North team and a South team. The North team consists of schools like Penn State, Michigan. Like however they split it up. And there's the South team. Right, exactly. So all those guys can be matched up on the North team. I was on the South team. I had Auburn, Georgia players, Clemson players, Florida players. All us was on one team. USC, as in Southern Cal. Like it go all the way across the country. Our coaching staff, if I remember correct, our coaching staff was, I don't know if it was the Bengals or what, but each coaching staff is a coaching staff from the NFL. That game, I play that game. I win Defensive Player of the Senior Bowl.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So the South Defensive MVP of that game. So, I was just starting to stack. I got invited to the Combine. The Combine is everybody know what the NFL Combine is. It's where you get to show what you can do. In front of all 32 teams, you get the test, you get the interview. It's the big interview for the NFL. It's by invite only. So, I think I went and did pretty good there. I did interview with the Seahawks then. I interviewed with a lot of teams. But, so you leave there, you've been done 10, 15 interviews with different teams. And, from there, you just sort of, hey, y'all know what I can do. Right. You know what? You've interviewed me. You have my tape. Yeah. So, it's on y'all. You feel me? Come to draft, and the crazy thing is the Seahawks is one of the teams that I probably had talked to the least. I didn't feel that they showed a lot of interest in me and all that, but come to draft, 3rd round, they took me, and the rest is history.
Gotcha. And I know, going to, and I'm telling you, coming from the hometown, we're from a small town, and to see you just elevate and just level up and go, because I can recall your spring football. You was in 8th grade. You came over and played spring football with us at the high school, and day one, I remember our head coach Bill Young. He saw it. He was like, "Man, you'll never wear a 9th grade jersey. Like you'll never play 9th grade ball." And you always had that upper echelon, but like you say, when you get to a D1 school and now you're in the NFL and everybody is a 5-star athlete, everybody is the the cream of the crop. What what differentiated what you had to do in college versus what you had to do in the NFL, or did you have to change anything?
I feel football is football, so I still had to be me. I had to be me. I had to be confident in my reason in being there. I'm here for a reason. I know I'm here for a reason. I can play. Again, you have to sort of, as in anything new, you have to, it's new. You have to boost your confidence. You have to get out there and you have to, you have to play it a little bit to realize, hey, I'm capable. Let's do this. So, but the step up, like I said, the step up from high school to college, it's a major step up.
Yeah.
League is even more of a step up. Like you say, when I line up, you know, against the offense, you talking everybody drafted. You know, you're talking all the top players from their team. Like you say, you know, you got 5-star high school players across the board. You know, you can line up against a very average, as in record-wise team. You know, say whatever team that was. I'll just say a Cleveland Browns or a Lions or something, whatever. But either way, you look how many players that you can name on those teams that are great players, great individual players. Right. So the NFL is very, very truthfully evenly matched between a good team and just an average team. You see what I'm saying? Because it's just so many good players.
I think people get that misconstrued a lot of times because they look at like maybe they're, you know, let's take Tom Brady, for instance. People like, oh, Tom Brady the GOAT, Tom Brady the GOAT. But I think people fail to realize it's a team sport. You know, you got to have, you know, he didn't just win it being, he's a great quarterback. He'll probably go down as the greatest ever, but he had a hell of our defense on his side too. Because if you ain't got no defense, you can throw all the touchdowns you want. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. Football is the ultimate team sport. You know, without an O-line, Tom Brady is not who he is. Without the receivers catching his balls that he throw, he's not Tom Brady. The offense getting his checks. You know, like you say, the defense holding up their end to get Tom Brady on the field. Football is one of the ultimate team sports where all 11 across the board have to come to play to win games.
Gotcha. Everybody has to play their part. Everybody has to do their role. So I get it. So you break into the NFL, and again, it just like you know, high school, college, and you break into the NFL your rookie season, and you go to the Super Bowl. Like the Seattle Seahawks make it to the Super Bowl. Like, what was the, you know, likelihood? Did you see that coming? Like, you know, going into training camp your rookie season, did you see yourself as the starting linebacker in the Super Bowl as a rookie?
I was well, I didn't start to the sixth game. The sixth game of my rookie year is when I stepped into the starting lineup. I was my first 6 games, I was second team. I played mostly special teams in the league. If you're not first team, your ass on special teams.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Right. And it's a lot of ones on special team as well. But if you're a 2, you for sure on special team. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my first 6 games, I was mostly special team. I come in, you know, situational, get me a couple snaps in. But the guy in front of me, Jamie Sharper, he went down the 5th game of my rookie year. They told me, they said, hey, Leroy, you up.
Next man up.
Yeah, and that's how it works. You know what I'm saying? And so I stepped in, and 8 years later, man, you know, I never gave it back up. But man, making it to the Super Bowl my rookie year, man, that was impressive for me. It was a long season. First off, you got 4 preseason games. You got 16 regular season games. Yeah. So you at 20 games, and then you got to make it through the playoffs and Super Bowl. So by the time we got to the Super Bowl, man, we was at about 23, 24 football games. My rookie year. Man, I'm trying to tell you, because coming out of college, you may play 13 games, 12 games. So by the time we hit Super Bowl, man, I'm at game 23, 24. But you know, I knew we had a good team as the season went on. I think we started off like 2-2 that year. We started off like 2-2, and I think we finished the season like 13-3. So we knocked off. We knocked off probably 10, 11, 12 games damn near straight. And you know, so I knew we had a good team. We had my rookie year. I was blessed to have an offense as good as we had, with Sean Alexander winning offensive. He won league MVP that year. Right, over 1,800 yards. I had two Hall of Fame offensive linemen, and Steve Hutchinson and Walter Jones on the left side. And man, coming into the league, I just saw we had a real veteran team, and I saw how to work. You know, it taught me the small things, how to attack the small things every single day, how to be implanted into a good team, hold my end of, the chain. You feel me? Hold my end. Not to let these older guys down, and we made it all the way to the Super Bowl, and that was impressive for me. I was ecstatic. I was happy for Milledgeville. Everybody. It was just so much love in that time frame. Yeah, it was amazing. It was an amazing year for me to get drafted and make the Super Bowl all in the same year. I wish we could have pulled it off, but the experience was amazing.
Yeah, and you say that being under the veteran leadership, Hall of Fame offensive lineman, you got you got Sean Alexander, Hasselback, y'all have a squad,
right, right.
Because Mike Holmgren was y'all coach at the time, right? Yeah, so you're Hall of Fame coach,
right?
Like, and you say the most what would you say the most you got out of being around so many experienced players? Like, you say the small things, like what are some, like, because I tell people all, like, the small stuff is where you excel or separate yourself from the rest. Like, what were some of the small things that you learned from some of the veterans, whether it be your coach, Hall of Fame players alongside?
How to be a professional, in every aspect, you have to learn how to be a professional. Even though, some of these guys, when I came into the league, the crazy thing about the NFL is, when you get drafted, most of the time you're about 22, 23 years old. Some guys 21, but you have veteran guys that are damn near 35, 34 on the same team. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Wives, kids, and we coming in as kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you're still thinking in college, you're still thinking, hey, I'm trying to get up out of here and go play PlayStation, go to the club. So just seeing some of those good veteran players that, hey, they show up early, they study, they work on their craft, they take the weight room serious, they take their diet serious, they take their rest serious. Football is a game of inches, man. So your steps at practice, how to be focused at practice. When it's time to work, it's time to work. It ain't no bullshit. When it's time for practice, when we run in those white lines, when you're not here but 2 hours, 2.5 hours, let's focus up. No mistakes. Learning the playbooks. Playbooks crazy thick, but it's about playbook. No mental mistakes. You see what I'm saying? Like, of course, it's gonna be physical mistakes. I'm playing Adrian Peterson. I'm playing Sean Alexander. I'm playing all of these guys that you can name across the league. They gonna make you miss. I'm gonna miss a tackle. People, hey, they good. Yeah. They good. But not being in the right spot, that's what coaches can't take. Yeah. To make that play. Yeah. If they call a play and I completely bust, I'm supposed to be man coverage and I'm sitting here floating in zone. Come on.
Yeah.
So it was just how to be a pro that I had to learn when I got to the NFL, and having a good veteran team caught me up on that quick.
Gotcha, man. I tell people oftentimes, even in my book, it's about the small stuff. It's about, finding mentorship, finding someone you can, you want to walk in their footsteps, and someone who can be an example to you in life. And I know the NFL, the young cats, they gotta, you gotta pull on their coattail. You gotta follow the ones that's done it for 10, 20, plus years or whatnot. So I definitely understand, and I definitely get it. And it takes a lot to, to humble yourself, because, you coming out ACC Defensive Player of the Year, you coming, I'm big, but you just, you're a boy amongst men as a rookie in the NFL, right? So you have to learn from the guys who've done it before. But we're gonna pay a few bills, man. We'll be right back in 30 seconds. Y'all stay with me. Be great today. Peace.